Pound for pound for me mean nothing. His name should start being talked about as one of the GOAT. 17 fights in the UFC, tying George St. Pierre for the most win in the welterweight division. Never been knocked out, never been dropped, never got taken down in the UFC. You're gonna have to start talking about Kamaru the same as Khabib now, because Kamaru actually is gonna pass Khabib's number, right? You know, Kamaru, the only close fight Kamaru had, it was Kobe, right? And he's gonna right the wrong November 6th. He's gonna go there. I'll be shocked if Kobe lasts more than 3 rounds. He's gonna go to sleep, waking up in the morning, and the whole entire world gonna forget about the Kobe covenant.
It seems like he wants to be very active now, and then maybe he's doing that because he doesn't think he's going to fight a super long time. Like, what do you know about just kind of the future of his career?
What I want to do, listen, I think Kamaru's just getting better. You know, him and Trevor find a new recipe. What I want to do for Kamaru, 2 things. I know Israel is his friend and everything. I want him to go to middleweight division and fight for a middleweight title. That's what I want him to do.
Even if it's
maybe it doesn't matter. You know, like, you know, I don't want him to fight his friend. That's what he believes in. You know, but you know, if it's 2 good friends, Mike Tyson told me this. If we're friends, he said, let's make some money, man. Well, after that, we can shake hands. But I respect their friendship. I never gonna get between that. But at the end of the day, if Whittaker win, Kamaru can go up and fight Whittaker too. He'll whip Whittaker. You know, I believe Kamaru can go up to middleweight and become a champion today. I believe stylistically, he's a nightmare for a lot of these guys who are in the top. This is my opinion. One of the things, you see all this fake boxing fight and people fighting old people and young people. I want to see Kamaru. He said, if I'm the pound for pound king, right? Mm-hmm. I want to found the pound for pound king in boxing. You know, what's his name? The guy who's what's his name? The Mexican dude. What's his name?
In boxing?
Yeah. Who's the pound for pound right now?
Canelo?
Canelo. Yeah, this Canelo guy, right? Because Canelo got asked about Kamaru and he acted like he didn't know Kamaru. Guess what? People only know about Canelo in boxing or you Mexicans. And it's okay, you know what I'm saying? But Kamaru is not Canelo is not a global superstar. Kamaru is. You know, we see Kamaru on Steve Harvey's show. He's shooting a big movie and, you know, he's have 1.7 billion Muslim behind him, you know. But I want to see Kamaru Usman fight Canelo Alvarez. Of course, Dana White have to be involved. Everybody have to be involved. But pound for pound king versus pound for pound king. We don't want no easy fight. We don't want, you know, the Jake Paul stuff and all this. We're not interested in that. Kamaru have dreams. He have goals. He said, I would love to fight this Canelo Alvarez. When he told me about him, I don't follow boxing too much. I have to Google him, you know. And Canelo Alvarez got asked, he's like, oh, I don't know who Kamaru Usman is. This dude know Kamaru Usman is, you know. And I think, you know, if Dana want to do this, he want to be involved with something big. I don't think Jake Paul is big enough for Dana to be involved in, right? And I don't think this is the right way to come at Dana. I'm happy for the kid. Make your money, Jake Paul. You know, make these people buy your pay-per-view. But that's what I want to do. 2 things. I want Kamaru to fight Canelo Alvarez, and I want Canelo to go to middleweight division and be two division champion. I have not got deep into conversation. I have a little bit conversation, you know, Sean a little bit, Dana a little bit, Hunter a little bit. But in a way, this is the UFC main concern, right? Henry Cejudo come back, beat Alexander. And I have no doubt in my mind, Henry will beat Alexander. He is so confident and so tuned in on beating him. I believe he will beat him. But I think this is what the UFC is looking at. Henry come in, beat him, and say bye-bye. I can guarantee you, I have Henry meeting with Henry here in Las Vegas Thursday. That's not what Henry wants. Henry said, I will come in, beat this guy, and after that, defend the title. And he said, if I lose to him, I will go down to 135 and keep fighting, right? It's all business right now. It's all about business. It's all about numbers. And I personally don't talk, numbers public. This is not the way I handle my business. We do numbers behind closed doors. But I think I just have to get Dana and Henry in the room and convince Dana and Sean and everybody on the work in the UFC office. Henry will come back. If he wins, he will defend his title.
Is there thought to getting him back in the USADA pool, just so that if it happens, that like you've already started that clock? Is that a possibility?
Listen, I'm already in the process of doing some stuff, and I asked some questions. It's a good question from you, but I'm already on top of that.
You're on top of it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying that there's a good chance he could re-enter the USADA pool
Yes.
soon?
Yes. Listen, at the end of the day, she's a PFL fighter. PFL been very great to Kayla. And, Kayla liked to be in PFL. At the end of the day, I spoke with these guys, Pete and Don and Ray, on a daily basis. We will figure some out. But, number one thing right now for her to be two-time PFL champion, this whole free agency noise, for me, it doesn't really matter, her contract is ending, and me and Pete, we're talking every day about it, and we're going to try to get something done, maybe now, maybe after the fight. But I'm very sure, everything could be good. And listen, credit to Kayla. You never really see a female fighter headlining a card when it's 2-3 title fight, and she is this valuable to them, and she is this good, and she smashed everybody, and she always say about, I want to be like Khabib. I think she is fighting like Khabib. She is fighting like Khabib. She's dominating people. She doesn't get hit. She doesn't get punched. She doesn't get dropped. She doesn't get taken down. And this is a reminder of us of Khabib,
But can you just tell me, she gets asked about this all the time. So it's not like she's never talked about this, but this idea of a fight between her and Amanda Nunes, what kind of conversations have you had with her about that? Do you think that that's important to her? We know she's competitive, right? I mean, what can you tell us just about that potential of that fight? Because of course that's what people talk about when they think about her and challenging Amanda.
Listen, part of me, I want to see Amanda Nunes, yes, 100%. But also I'm very respectful to teammate, because I value teammate. They are teammate, an American top team, they train together, they share the same coach, Mike Brown, who's a great guy and a great coach. And of course, as a fan, I want to see them fight one day. Of course I do. But at the end of the day, I'm okay where she at in her career now. I'm okay. Even she became parent to Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes, one of the greatest fighters of all the time. And you have to give her credit. People call her the GOAT. She is. But at the end of the day, too, my job is for Kayla, people to say she's the baddest woman on the planet ever. I have a different experience with Islam. I see Islam for the last 7 years, training with Luke Rockhold, with DC, and beating some of these guys. I'm talking about the lightweight division guy who beating this guy. Skill level. I think if you compare Khabib to Islam, I think Islam got more tools, a lot more tools, right? And he's the guy, like Kamaru. Nobody wanted to fight Kamaru for a long time. Nobody fight Khabib for a long time. It's a reason. People don't even want to mention his name. I'm gonna tell you this today. He's the last guy I want to train with. I hate training with him. And I train with some of the best guys. I'm not saying I'm anything good, but he is the worst guy to train with. He beats your ass pole to pole, minute to minute, second to second. He doesn't, Habib will let you breathe a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Kamaru will let you breathe. This guy does not let you breathe. He is one of the best competitors I ever trained with, right? And all this, everybody do want to talk about it. But I tell you today, I'm not talking about lightweight division. If you do the pound for pound ranking today, I will rank Islam, the pound for pound top 5 in the UFC, the whole UFC. The lightweight division, no. The UFC, no. The media, no. But everybody will know very soon how good Islam is. I think right now, he's a problem. If I was a fighter right now, I don't want to fight him. For what? Why I gotta need to get half my check? But he's a problem for the division. I feel before all said and done, he'll be a champion. And I think he have a whole region behind him, right? He's mad at me because he wants to take some time off, but Dana doesn't get involved in any matchmaking, none of the stuff. He called me. He's like, "Hey, I need Islam to fight in Abu Dhabi." I said, "Bro, that was gonna be his third fight in 7 months." But I'm smart enough to know the UFC needs somebody to replace Habib in this region, and this region is 1.7 million. I push him to take this fight. Habib pushed him to take this fight, but in reality, he just got married. He needed a rest. But in the long run, he will thank me, right? If everything went well, and I don't like to push fighters, but I know the upside of that, what the benefit is now, right? You know, he's my brother. I love him, you know, and he's a problem, man. He's a problem nobody want to have today. It's a great fight. It's a great matchmaking, and I feel it's the fan is the winner because and Justin Gaethje wins, he is fighting for the title. Is nobody out there can tell me Justin Gaethje is not fighting for the title. Simple. You know, the lightweight division now is crazy, but I believe this. I respect Dustin Poirier very much. Alvarez is a good fighter, but I believe this is not the best two guys in the division fighting for the title. I believe you have Justin, you have Beneil, and you have Islam Makhachev. I believe this is the best three guys. And you have some of the guys who in 14, 15, this is better. I think they are top 5, right? But this is what I think about the lightweight division right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that would come as a surprise to anybody because honestly, like Justin was almost just kind of, he had bad timing, right? Like when Habib decided to retire, it just so happened that Justin was the last guy to fight him because you could make the argument that Justin should have been in the first vacant title fight after
Absolutely, absolutely. But
you're saying the UFC has told you he wins this fight, he gets the title shot. Of course, anything can change, but they've said, you know, that's obvious.
Listen, one thing, when somebody says something to me, if there's no signed contract and a date, for me, it doesn't mean nothing because Oliveira might get hurt. Gaethje might get hurt. Somebody might get hurt. We don't know, right? But I know there's a reason why Justin didn't fight for the title, right? There's a reason why. If you are a promoter, if I'm the promoter, Justin will not fight for the title because I'm going to make people forget about this Russian bear who's smashing everybody.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.